the link for the e-stream so you guys can watch. Here we go. Woohoo! Aight! There we go then. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For tonight's very beautiful stream. My name is Brian and we are so back after the holidays. I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And yeah, we are all back together again to kick WAOF1 back off in a great fashion, hopefully. Tonight we are racing at Miami. No wild cards or anything. No special things going on. Just Miami. And it's gonna hopefully be a good one if we have a quick look back at the last race results, which were of course a couple of weeks ago. We will notice that Gunnar won that race, of course. His first win of the season, he beat Dorling out. And I don't actually remember who came in third. Delano did. But it was a good race. And hopefully it is gonna be, well, a similarly good race tonight. We have a new full-time driver in Douglas Jeet, who is currently in a Ferrari. So he'll be slightly depressed. Well, because it is Ferrari after all. And it's a tough team. Happy New Year to you too, Mr. Rabbi. And good evening. Tell you what, this is gonna be fun. I haven't really touched my console that much throughout the Christmas holidays. But, you know, it's not like I've missed it. Might just be me. But I think gaming in general has just really dropped off over the last few years. Well, if you are, Douglas. Oh, you're double up depressed because of Miami. Damn. That's it doesn't get any worse than tonight, does it? It's not even raining, so it does. If it was raining, then you'd be happy. First lap back will be for last week's winner. Speaking of, Dorling is still here. I do miss one of the Red Bulls. You know, I absolutely suck at this track, so it's like cool to see how someone is just taking that first sector flat out when I absolutely cannot. And Gunnar will come around the penultimate corner and he's gonna drift towards the line almost. He crosses it and he kicks us off with a 1 minute 26.5. No clue whether that's very quick or not. But assuming who it is, it's gonna be. And there's Valungus who actually goes 4/10 quicker. Oh! That's hard in the wall from that row! Thankfully doesn't get hit by anyone else. Well, to be fair, it's not over yet. Hard smack in the wall though, front wing damage. It's not ideal. And that's gonna have the results in the lap being gone. Straight onto the other Ferrari then. No pressure, Douglas. But I expect pole position and nothing less from you. Oh, to be honest, Ned, I don't think you'll be allowed to race anymore. I think as soon as the session starts, it like your time's up to sign up to reserve. So I doubt you'll get accepted to still race, but you know it's always worth a shot. Ooh, that was very close to the inside wall. I thought is entering the Hard Rock Straight. That's what I'll call it. It goes at the P11. Only just behind Ryan, who is on the mediums to be fair. But Ryan, I know as well, just like Douglas, for quite a while now. I think it's been over a year. But Ryan is very quick. It's just he's not as consistent. But on his day, Ryan can be very quick. He's massively improved over like the last year and a half. He's only a young lad as well, but you know he can definitely, you know, turn out to be one of the quicker esports. Not esports. I think that's like a bit far-fetched because those guys are insane. But I mean like league racing guys. I think Ryan could end up staying on top of there if he keeps his current trajectory going. Right now he's on mediums and he's improved the P7. So yeah, definitely, you know, a guy for the league racing teams to have a look on. I don't know like who all do that anymore. I used to be in TTM, but I've not heard anything about TTM for a while. And the guys that I know who used to be in it don't have it in the gamer tags anymore. So no clue to be honest. But yeah, Ryan would be a great esports guy. At second attempt for Admiral. So far so good, but his dangerous section has not come up yet. It's right after this straight. They all end up using none around here. I guess that's like the tactic, but surely if you like use medium, you're still gonna have enough as a migrating host. So Hilly is left. Is that me that's been kicked, or is it actually Hilly that's gone? It's just Hilly. Okay. Then I shall invite him back. Admiral across the line goes into 5th. And that's way more like it. That's what he would have liked. His teammate also going again, but I think Douglas is heading towards the pit lane, and he is. It's a surprising number 1 at the moment, Valungis. He is not improving yet on his first sector. But yeah, it's not someone who I immediately thought of as, yes, he's gonna be first. And he is proving us all wrong. Maybe practiced a lot during the break. And he is using medium through that middle sector, by twisty bits. He's not necessarily got a whole lot less battery than everyone else. He is 4/10 down though. So he won't improve on this lap, I don't think. Onto the championship leader then. Had a very good start to the season. He won 3 out of 4 races. And the last one, the one he didn't win, where he got second, Dorling has cemented him, I'd say so far, as the championship favorite. And of course there's Gunnar behind him who can definitely challenge, but I'd put my money on Dorling. If he stays the whole season, that is. Of course last season we had Ransdal Racing, who was just insanely quick. And he ended up leaving like midway through the season. So in the end, like, he didn't win the championship there, and Chris did. Ransdal was insane. There's Dorling. I remember last season Miami, when I was also doing comps, that Ransdal was on pole by like almost a second. Insane. And that's in the same time where Hilly was like top 5, and at the moment he's 12th, which is definitely not where he wants to be. Hilly, who's had a bit of a struggle of the start to this season. Last season he was, well, relatively decent throughout the whole thing. And yeah, now it's just not really coming out as much. Although to be fair, last season he also didn't have like a lot of wins. He only had 1. To be fair, he did have the race against Ransdal. So sorry, it wasn't Chris who won the championship last season. It was Gunnar. Tilly in Sector 1 improves by a 10th, which, to be fair, the grid is mega close, and this would like put him up to the top 5, or at least close to it. Just shows how competitive WAOF is. So, if you're not in WAOF already, and you are watching this, whether this is on Twitch or on YouTube, yeah, come and join. If it's on YouTube, then just put a reaction in the comments saying like, I want to join, and I'll respond to you with the link, because I don't think we're allowed to post links yet in the description. And you know, if it's on Twitch, just type something in the chat right now, and I'll send you the link, and you can join the epicness. It will happen every Sunday, but also, of course, on Thursday and Tuesday, because that's when WAOF also has races. Hilly in the end did not improve on his lap time. He's only in P12 still. 4 minutes do remain. Paco has not set a lap time at all yet, although he is storming down the back straight, and he's gonna like jump up a couple of spots from the back row. a place where Dogajit is awfully close to. And not a place where he'd want to be on debut. Bucko up to 13th. Set the identical time as Hilly. Just to like show you how competitive this league has gotten. Chris was second in the championship last year. He is currently 9th in in quali here. Quali isn't over yet, but it just says a lot how much injection of quality we've had here. And how competitive it has genuinely become. Haley pulls into the box, he's gonna put on a fresh set of softs. And he's gonna try again, and hopefully for him he can manage to pull off something good. JT Gent looking to put himself off of the back row of the grid. He is currently improving by 2.5 tenths. And well, hopefully he is going to find a bit more than that, because 2.5 tenths won't be enough. He's currently is that 1.7 seconds off Dogus? We'll find out that the second sector split now by how much he's up. 6 tenths. So has a lot to find on this back straight. Little rear end loss, and that might have cost him a couple of tenths, and he cuts across the track to pull back into the pit lane, but I don't think he'll come back out. So that might be it for JT Gent. Stokers has invalidated his lap again. He's just pulling out of the way of people. And JS gone up to P4. Oh, that's gonna be fun. There's 2 Ryans. How am I gonna I guess I'll just call him Ryanair. It is his gamer tag after all. Who are we gonna go with for an outlap? I think we are gonna go with Volungis. Let's see if Volungis can snatch a surprise pole. That would be fun. He needs to find, well, I'd say about 4, maybe half a second, if he wants to get pole, because Dorling will probably improve. And I don't know by how much he will, but you know, he's gonna have to find a little bit. When he is improving, but that won't be enough. Huge straight ahead. If he is lucky and one of the guys ahead messes up, then he'll get a toe down the second one. So Ryan makes the line by 10 seconds, and everyone else is already on a lap, so Ryan will be the final guy. So that might be something that's gonna be fun as Volungis invalidates. So no lap for Volungis. Let's go on with Gunnar then. Admiral's been disqualified. Facing the wrong way. Ay ay ay. And that's the back row. Chris is also out. Chris is messed up somewhere. Oh, it's all going wrong in the middle sector. What's going on there? Oh, and Ryan's involved as well. He's got a grid penalty. Oh, Admiral's AI has completely messed it up for a lot of people. And I think with that, Dorling will get pole. Unless Gunnar can do something. No, he's invalidated. Vati does not get it. Foxy does not get it. And Hilly is also invalidated. Chaotic moment there. And I think that was caused because of Admiral's uh, disqualification there for facing the wrong way, just I'd assume waiting for people to get past and his AI then just turning straight around on track after he got disqualified. But that means that Dorling has snatched pole position, followed by Valungus, Ryan, and JSS in the top 5. And I think for the first time this season, Gunnar is not in the top 5 after quali. Actually, Ryan will start 8th because he is gonna drop down due to a penalty. And yeah, Admiral has confirmed in the Discord that he said waited till the track was clear to spin around, then it disqualified me, and that caused a crash, and that's caused Ryan a very good starting position. That does mean, though, that Gunnar will start in the top 5. Chaos is best to describe it. Yeah. Now leading up to a quick 5-minute break. So if you are on YouTube, you can just skip forward probably about 5 minutes, maybe a bit less, and yeah, then we'll go straight into the racing action. And if you're on Twitch, suck it. Alright. We are back and ready to rock and roll. We're gonna actually leave this off first. To just check what tire everyone is on. And everyone's on the mediums. No one really fancying anything different. Admiral's on the hards though. There's also behind Jitty Gent, who's not overtaking him. Don't know what they are doing. Jitty Gent might be an AI though. Looking at it, but yeah, no one really doing anything fancy with the strategy. No one is fancying softs. Almost the rear end loss, right. Gonna look at the top 5 for a bit. And they're also winning the race. Well, don't know what that was, but my throat was just not letting me speak. But yeah, looking at it, top 5, Thorling definitely has a big chance to win. He has won the most races so far this season. Valangis, he's been there or thereabout, but he hasn't really been able to stay with Thorling for most of the time, or at least not like at the end of the race. Same with Ryan and JSS, to be fair. So I think those three will probably battle it out for that final position on the podium. And I think Gunnar will probably end up fighting Dorling again. Here we go then. We can hide the tires. We can hide the stops. We can see the lights that are out and we're underway, and it's a bad start from Verlungus. He is gonna be under pressure from behind, and in the meantime, that's 4 wide into turn 1, turn to 3 wide. Both Williams cars on the attack. And one of them has had a horrible start. Will's down to P9. There's a yellow flag and Ryan's been spun around. And he's had an even worse start than everyone else. Starting 8th. That is very, very unfortunate. Oh, a big snap from Bucko. Under pressure from Admiral, who is out of position. He shouldn't be here. Admiral's going for a move. He's gonna have to do it around the outside on hard. Surely not. I mean, it's a good position because it will turn to the inside. And he swoops around. Very nicely done. Although Bucko is still holding on. There's Dogajit, who's also sticking a nose in. Surely not through here. He did try to position his car nicely, but didn't end up working out. Nice attempt though. And everyone kind of going single file. Dorling has still led the lap. He has not lost his position off the start, and he is gonna be in P1. Bucko is still under pressure from Doggers. Can Doggers do anything? Bucko has gone defensive. That looks like, with the weather conditions, that there might be rain on the way in a bit anyway. Though it could just be overcast for the race, but considering basically everyone has done the same, there might be. Bucko on the inside of Admiral, he's not giving up that position that easily. Go to the lead here. Actually, let's not go to the lead, because here's Ryan making an overtake. Let's do go to the lead, because there's an overtake for it. Lungis had a look on Dorling. Dorling probably has a bit less battery right now than Volungis, and Volungis is closer than ever. He has another straight to go. And he is able to overtake. He's closing in. Sends it down the inside. Dorling breaks very late. And he can, because he has that wider line. That's very well defended by the championship leader. Volungis now under pressure from Ryan, who had a look on the inside, and that pressure has completely cut off Volungis. He's gone very deep, side by side through sector 1. That is very close, and now Gunnar there as well, looking to profit from a Volungis mistake. And he sends it on Ryan, who has now lost the position. There's a yellow flag and Bucko is round. And Volungis' attack, which turned into a defense, was Ryan's attack, which turned into a position loss. Out of all of them, that was probably the person I least expected losing a position. And so far still everyone kinda in the DRS lane there. Though Chris was very close making a move on Vaxi. Douglas is the first to get a time penalty. So look at the back of Chris from Whale. But Whale decided not to dive him. And we're gonna put the telemetry on now, because I want to see how much battery everyone else. Top guys are all really low. Matter of fact, Chris is the highest, but he is under pressure from Whale. And yeah, there's Hilly and Akakev, who are very good at saving battery. Bucko has lost touch quite a bit, and he's round and he's in the wall. That's front wing damage. Will it be a safety car? Doesn't look like it, no. Ryan and Admiral going at it now, not in positions where they want to be, but where they are. As Gunnar has now passed Volungis. Oh, and Volungis and Gunnar make contact. And there we go, my prediction might end up being correct, because Gunnar has gone past all of those guys ahead of him. And now that P3 battle for Volungis, Ryan and JSS. Although Gunnar has not completely pulled away just yet. Matter of fact, Gunnar is almost out of DRS range on Dorling. In the back we see Whale making a move on Chris. He's eyeing it up, same with Ryan, and Ryan actually pulls through. He sent it down the inside and he has gone past Akakev. Very nicely done. Akakev might now again be immediately under pressure, which he is. And Admiral just again flies past. Ryan and Admiral are working very well together, even though they're not on the same team. Admiral can just follow through whatever Ryan does. Really backing off Whale, who's going very slowly. I wonder if Whale made a mistake somewhere. Whale is definitely struggling with tires. By the looks of it, massive rear end loss. Massive pressure from Hilly. Whale has lost DRS. And there's just nothing he can do there, because Hilly is passed. And Whale is down to P10. However, they are now outside of the DRS range as Admiral and Ryan are going back at it. Admiral swoops it around the outside, which is now the inside. They make a bit of contact. And Ryan won't stick his nose away from there, and there's more contact. How on earth did he save that? Admiral cuts the chicane. Great fight between the two. They probably should both be up there. In the meantime, Akaker is just there. He's just an innocent bystander in all of this. Whoa! Gunnar, aggressive on the exit. Dorling's seen that in the mirrors and he's immediately started pushing. This could be a very spicy battle as Vaxi is losing positions. He's lost a couple. Very wide line from Dorling, but it's a swooping one. That's gonna give him a great exit, and well, there's basically no chance there for Gunnar to even get close to his rear end, I'd say. Then again, it is Gunnar, and it is the F1 game, so it could be semi-unrealistic. Hilly has gone past Chris as well, he's on a charge. And Ryan back past Admiral. I heard someone make contact with the wall, but no guess as to who that could have been. Ooh, Gunnar has a look. They got very close. And Dorling pits. So that's a two-stop, surely. It's getting very dark. Dorling's in though. He's going to the hearts. That might be a two-stop. I would have done this if I was like at the back of that train. Dorling's right at the front of it and he's gone very early. He has absolutely forced himself into a two-stop. I don't know, it's getting dark in the pit lane, but the rest of the track seems quite bright. Might just be the shadows. Dorling though, behind slow moving traffic. He has to overtake. And that is definitely gonna cost him a bit of time. Now what do these guys do? Do they also commit themselves to a two-stop? Or with the traffic that is gonna be awaiting Dorling, are they gonna go for the one? Because if everyone else goes for a one stop, then Dorling has his work cut out for him to win this one. But if everyone's on a two, then he's done massively well. There's a yellow flag, and that is Vaxi. No? Yes. And these guys all stay out. So they've made their intentions quite clear. To be fair, Vati is in. So he probably doesn't want to lag too far behind Dorling, which he will kinda. He's already getting past. It's gonna be like 5, 6, 7 seconds behind Dorling already. As Vaxi retires in the pit lane. I would assume, considering recent events, that it is a rage quit. August gets easily overtaken by Dorling. I think he's made the right call here. If he can get his way through the field like that every time. Massive snap. He's gonna be held up in places like this. And he has touched the wall already a couple of times. Which is not ideal if he wants to make it to the end, which I doubt he will. Gunnar and Verlungus are in, and Dorling is being fought heavily here. Dorling is gonna have a massive advantage. Fastest lap for him. And considering the others are probably on a 2-stop as well, this is race-winning stuff for Dorling. Insane gap already. This has put Vati in the battle for a podium as well, by the way. Dorling now stuck behind another bit of traffic, which is Will. Will, who probably will be making Dorling's life very difficult right now. Because it's only to the benefit of his teammate, and you can see how much time Dorling's losing. Basically lost a second. Dorling's like, nah, not gonna happen again. I'm just gonna burn my battery here. Will still defends, almost runs into him. Dorling's passed anyway. That gap now has shrunken by like 3 seconds. Doggers is into the pit lane. Yeah, Vati not quite there yet. Ryan is on a decent recovery drive, and Admiral, if those guys behind him are gonna be on a 2-stop, could be in a position for a podium as well, from the back of the grid. Stokkers gets his second penalty of the day. Dorling has made his way past Ryan now. Just knocking them off. Now has Admiral ahead. Admiral is gonna be a bit of a more difficult task, because Admiral is on better tires than the people Dorling has had to overtake so far. Bit of contact that has definitely worsened Admiral's exit. I don't think Admiral would take very kindly to that. Dorling's passed anyway, and has now got a lovely bit of clean air for himself. Vati and Will have swapped positions. See, here's the issue now for Ryan and Gunnar. Ryan has gone ahead of Gunnar. Oh, Ryan didn't pit yet. Here's the issue for Gunnar. He's now stuck behind all of these guys while Dorling can pull away. Will those 2 laps of better tires make that big of a difference? I don't know. I do see though that he is low on fuel. So he has under fuel. He's hoping for a safety car, which nearly happened twice. That's a big send. And a move well done. But yeah, in the event of there being no safety car, he could be in trouble. He's done that well though. He's moved past quite swiftly, and 2.5 second gap after the pit stops. Definitely not too bad. There's a yellow flag, and that's for Will. Also the big mistake Oh, did he lose a big piece of front wing there? Yeah, he did. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, 17 laps on hard as well. This is gonna be difficult. But yeah, that's not ideal at all. At least it doesn't have a puncture, but I'd say that's probably most of the race over for Will. Now Ryanair, JSS and Hilly, they haven't pitted yet. They soon will. The longer they can stay out and keep Dorling behind, the more that benefits them. Especially if they can make it, even though those tires will be absolutely dead, they can make it to like lap 15. Which they're not, they're pitting right now. If Healy can make it to like lap 50, oh no! JSS 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. And that will completely destroy his podium hopes. Unless of course a safety car, but I doubt that's gonna happen quickly. And they have lost a huge amount of time to the podium, guys. They will now have about 5 laps. 3 to 5 laps fresher tires, and they won't pit again. That might not be the bestest of strategies. Admiral still chugging along. Vati will absolutely fly past though. And Dorling has just passed Hilly for the lead as well. Dorling's tires are old though. They're already 5 laps old. So the man in the RB is doing very well to really stay with Dorling. Only issue is Dorling probably going to a set of mediums at the end of the race. And it's a pit stop for Hilly. Who drops to behind Chris. It is now on fresh hearts for the end of the race. Things are starting to shuffle back into place. Ryan and JSS causes battle on track currently, and JSS will drop down quite a bit at the moment. He will probably drop down maybe even outside of the top 10 if he's unlucky. Oh, what's that? That was Admiral. Admiral just showed up out of nowhere. His tire's definitely gone. So he's probably gonna go to mediums and go to the end. 14 laps is still quite a while. It's not impossible. But, you know, that's quite a few laps. Quite a few laps. At least he will be very quick right now. There's Haley going past Chris. Haley's tires better. Haley's straight line speed even better. Now moves up to P7 and can start hunting down a probable podium position. Because Vati and JSS both have penalties. Vati's is only 3 seconds, and for that he would need to pass both Ryan and JSS. And at least like gain 8 seconds, maybe 9. Which isn't impossible, definitely not for Haley. But you know, it's less likely. And I think P5 would probably be most for him this race. Right now we can definitely see the tire wear starting to kick in for Dorling, whereas Gunnar still has quite a bit of freshness left. 2 laps don't seem to be making a whole lot of difference in the small picture, but in the big picture it is definitely significant. Gunnar has slowly gained over the past few laps, and he is now on the verge of breaking into the DRS window. And you know, if he does get there, I doubt it will be very long before he gets past or Dorling pits. The question now being, if you do see Dorling pit, do you go in with him? Or do you stay out? Because I'd say Dorling definitely pitted too early to go to the end of the race. That's at the hearts. But you know, Gunnar could stretch it. His tires will be absolutely dead by the end. But you know, theoretically, he could make it. Gunnar's strong point seems to be that sector 1. That is where he has yet again gained quite a few tenths. Dorling very good on the exit of this corner. Takes a very wide line and it just absolutely shoots him off the corner. This time he's messed it up a bit though, because Gunnar has gained through the corner and has now got DRS. And he won't immediately attack on this straight, but he definitely will have a look on the next. He is no longer really in danger of running out of fuel as well, because he has basically caught up in terms of fuel. If he just lifts on a big straight, he will gain it back what he needs, and he has also gone for a move into turn 1. He's positioned his car nicely. Dorling can't really get back at him there, and Gunnar takes the lead of the race. Dorling can still come back. He does have DRS, and he'll gain into turn 1. But it is the smart decision not to make a dive. Gunnar officially leads the race. Vati pits. Paco has a spin. Vati is on the same strategy as Dorling. This time he's gone for the undercut. So even though he'll be in a bit of traffic, Vati could be putting himself in a position here to fight. They're both low on battery. Say one of them probably should just bite the bullet and save it a whole lot for a couple of laps, because it will help so much in the end of the race. At least that's what I would do, but then again, there's a reason I'm not league racing right now and those guys are. Actually, I'm gonna make my return in league racing soon. Next Saturday I'll be officially back. Racing in Arc again. but this time on the satellite here. Ryan going for a move on JSS, and he's gonna send it down the inside. And he gets it done. And both Gunnar and Dorling are in. And so is Valungus, and Valungus speeds. Valungus speeds into the pit lane, and there is a yellow flag. That is for the McLaren again. So that's Valungus basically out of the running. Now Ryanair, Haley, Ryan, Chris, all in the position to do something nice. Now I do want to see what those guys' tires are. They're all onto fresh at the heart. So Hilly might have done a masterclass here again. And it's not the first time he would have done this if he ends up winning this race. Although to be fair, he's quite a while behind Ryan. But Hilly has those tactical moments. He's not necessarily the quickest driver in the league. But Hilly has a very high racing IQ. He just knows how to get the strategy right, and that just gains him so much every single race. And right now he is once again put him in a position where he could end up on the podium after all. Especially if those guys behind end up battling a lot. And especially if they can't get past Ryan. Because those hearts won't be that worn, I'd assume. I mean, yeah, it's Miami and the tire wear is quite high, but it really isn't that high. It's that rental, the 5 laps is that rental to the race. I don't think I've ever said that word twice in a sentence, but hey, new things for everything, I guess. Fastest lap for Vati. JSS has now served his 10-second penalty, and he is officially out of the running for the podium. I don't think he'll get there. Unless there's like a safety car, but I don't think that will happen. Starting and Gunnar have caught up to Chris. Now Gunnar needs to get past Chris somewhere. That's step 1 of trying to still win this race. Clearing Chris and Ryan as soon as possible. But with the significant amount of ERS he does not have compared to Chris and Ryan, it might be a difficult task after all, as Douglas picks up his 3rd penalty of today, which will cement him in P14. If Chris doesn't overtake Ryan, Gunnar won't get past anywhere. And well, there's a move that could be crucial, because he gets past Chris. This lines him up beautifully for Ryan. Torling behind is also going for a move on Chris. Down the inside, has to get past, but can't. Can switch it back though. They're side by side into the bendy bits. Surely not. Oh, that's close. They lost a heap of time. But Torling's passed anyway. Quickly start a new party, because I never know if I'm actually like, coming through in game chat or not. A big move by Gunnar. He's opting to just save battery for a bit. Which is understandable, because that could be, again, very helpful in that battle for the lead. He'll be up to about 60% as he exits the next few corners. 60 might have been a bit exaggerated, but 45 is still quite a bit compared to what he had. He's still gonna blow it all. Gets past Ryan. Valungus will probably have a look. Oh. And he absolutely smashes into the wall. Might have a bit of damage there. Storming down the inside, he will have to dive late, which he has, and Ryan, well, he tried to defend it, and in doing so he cuts the corner and gets himself a penalty. Now Gunnar and Dorling will be storming towards Hilly, and eventually Ryan as well, but that gap is 5.6, maybe around 6-7 seconds, not to make the joke, but that's what the gap is. And that is what they have to gain, whilst also fighting each other. And that could be the most difficult part. Volungis also gets past. Ryan tried to defend it on the inside. That was never gonna work. And he doesn't really need to either, because Volungis does have a penalty. Again, I don't get why Dorling burns a lot of battery right here, right now. He doesn't need to. Seven laps to go and 5 seconds to make up. Gunnar gets past Hilly there. Hilly switches it back beautifully though. He tries to get back past. And there we go. 4 seconds and 7 laps. That's doable. It's not completely impossible at all. Hilly though has a lot of battery to utilize. And with a not so great exit from Gunnar, Hilly is gonna absolutely fight to keep his position. He's got Dorling behind gaining, and he is also gaining on Gunnar. It's very late on the brakes on Dorling, that's a beautiful move. And now he's there in a fight. And question now is, do you fight Gunnar for P2 and might lose yourself out on the win, or do you not fight him till, well, probably the final lap and guarantee yourself a P2? Because if they don't fight, then they will probably catch Ryan, who's got 6 laps to go. They need to gain half a second and a couple of hundredths every lap. This first sector is where they massively gain. Yellow flag in sector 1, that is for Bucko. I believe is letting lap traffic past. This lap they've definitely gained the amount that they needed to. Volungis gets another 3-second penalty. They've absolutely smashed that lap. Five laps to go. Yeah, they've gained about a second and a half on the last lap. Ryan will be begging them to start fighting. That's very wide from Dorling. That won't be ideal. But you know, at this rate, Volungis might still end up ahead of Ryan. And let's have a look at the leader. Here he is. He hasn't really saved battery. And to be fair to him, neither have the guys behind him. But at this rate, you know they're gonna catch, so you might as well save. Give yourself at least a defending chance. Now his tires are 2 laps older than Hilly's, and we saw how significant that was at the end of a stint between Gunnar and Dorling. Now as he heads on to lap 26, those 2 laps might end up being detrimental to his success. As Ryan pits again, different Ryan. Ryanair has now officially been put under massive pressure. Gunnar is not attacking on this straight yet. And we know he won't. He will probably stay behind for this lap at least. So that's something that Ryanair can take a bit of comfort. But Gunnar also has to realize that he has Dorling behind. Has the most battery out of that top 3. So there's another yellow flag, and that's Admiral and JSS. They've had a crash. JSS gets a 10-second penalty for a severe collision with Admiral. I wonder what went on there, but that looked very weird. They're both going straight on in turn 1. And here's Gunnar. And he was right at the back. But he opts to stay behind, and that might have been a very smart decision. Because the guys around him has pushed their battery. And he now has quite a significant advantage. That's what he likes. Tell you what, Ryanair is gonna lose 2 positions on this straight. So he shouldn't even really fight it that much. Just set his car up for the next one. Dorling though is not slowed down, and he's right there with Gunnar. He's gonna force Gunnar into a move. And Gunnar can't make it. Even with... Gunnar has a huge amount of battery advantage now. Very nicely played. He's doing what he needs to do, to be fair. He's just staying behind. Doing it very smartly. Because this, in the end, if Dorling cannot get past Ryan, is gonna help him out so much more. Because that's another like 2-3 points gained in the championship, which could be crucial. It's the penultimate lap of the race. In the meantime, Valangis has also caught up. Hilly's tires are not quite there anymore. Gunnar has saved up a big amount of battery. So big in fact where if he wanted to go past, he probably wouldn't get overtaken anymore. Still not really going for it though, he's faking them out. 90% battery now. Oh, and he's going for it here. He's going for it. Oh, and he goes almost straight on and almost make contact with Ryan. Ryan, who's now under pressure from Dorling. Yeah, Gunnar did that very well. Ryan and Dorling will now fight it out. And that will be the end of it. Gunnar can just drive away into the sunset. Ryan backs out of it. And there is Valungus as well, who's gonna overtake probably Ryan. What a well-driven race by Gunnar. Absolutely nailed it. Oh, that's Buck. I thought it was Gunnar going wide. Gunnar's not there yet. Yeah, Gunnar has managed this super well, and even though he qualified in P6, he's gonna end up on top for the second race in a row. And even though Dorling is still right there, Gunnar has started to regain those points that he once lost. Gunnar will come across the line and win in Miami with a beautifully driven race. Dorling takes second, and in the end Ryan gets third position. Valungus has the time penalty, so that will see him drop to P5 as Haley takes fourth. And Chris and Vati in the end almost go across the line side by side. Chris does end up taking that P5 position, as Vati had the penalty. Here comes everyone else. Here's still a battle going on. A wheel going on Akakev. That's going to be a dive into the final corner. They both brake late. Oh, but that's beautifully done by Will. It's going to be a drag race towards the line. Oh, that's going to be very close. But it's Will who gets it in the end. Very well done, Will. Yes, due to penalties, it drops down to P12. Doggers end up in P13. And with that, JT Gent will be the final person to round the corner and finish the race. Now, my driver of the day right here goes to Gunnar. He has managed that perfectly. So yeah, he is my driver of the day for today. Although Haley is definitely a close second, don't get me wrong. Right. There we go then. Fastest lap in the end goes to Ryan. Yeah, I'd say probably the one stop was the better strategy. But it was definitely an enjoyable race. And well, so far again, the Sunday tier has absolutely delivered this season. And I'd like you all to watch the race back, or at least urge you to. You don't have to, of course, if you don't want to. And join us again next week for what will be another hopefully epic race on the Sunday tier. And yeah, without further ado, I'd like to wish you all a very, very good start of your week after the Christmas holiday. And yeah, see you guys later. Good night.